Ladies and gentlemen, it is February 9th, 2019, a Saturday. Hold on here. Yo, listening to the fucking Hagen Nation show on YouTube. Anyway, so we got a lot to get to today. First of all, my dad was sick on Friday, which would be yesterday, so that's why I didn't do it on Friday. He is better now. So now I'm doing this. Got some stories here that I want to share for you, and this is honestly going to be a shorter podcast than the others that I've done this fall, probably only 20 minutes. It hasn't been a whole lot that has been notable this week. As far as sports, politics, pop culture, not a whole lot, but there's been some things like a State of the Union that occurred on Tuesday. Some MLB rule changes. I'm going to talk about what you're seeing on your screen now. Some idea for expansion or relocation, especially with baseball and the NHL. The NBA trade deadline as well. I have 3 main trades that I'm going to talk about. But I want to start with what transpired Tuesday night in our nation's capital, if you live in the United States, which is Washington, D.C. God damn it. And before I get to that, contact information: Twitter, I'm at Hagen Nation. Instagram at Hagen_Nation. Email kansasboy2000@gmail.com. Also, if you want to advertise your product, I got no fucking advertising once again, so if you have a good rate, just hit me up and I can advertise your product or whatever the fuck. Anyway, who else? Oh yeah, I've been having a head cold for the past fucking week, and it sucks, man. It fucking blows every time, every period of school. So if you're not in high school, a period takes like 49 minutes. 45 minutes, an hour, somewhere now. By the next period, I have to blow my nose again, which is full snot, backed up to the fucking... I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida, so it's backed up to like fucking New York or something. I mean, it's unbelievable how much snot is produced. But I've been feeling the best I've been in a week, so it's good. Anyway, Tuesday night was the State of the Union address in Washington, D.C. There has been criticism from both sides directed at the other, which is expected. Doesn't surprise me. Shouldn't surprise you. It's ridiculous. It's been that way. Nancy Pelosi made an ass of herself by sarcastically clapping at Donald Trump. I would agree with that statement. Just zero class on both sides. It takes absolutely zero class for what transpired Tuesday night. Although Donald Trump did say, hey, we need to come together as a country, pretty unified, especially considering Donald Trump, and it's not a partisan take, it's not a cheap shot, it's a totally objective take. It's a unified country. Now, I personally think it's for good media, a good PR, which is something that is very high in Donald Trump's mind every day. If you look at his Twitter, I'm pretty sure you can see his tweets about the so-called fake news, CNN, MSNBC, Washington Post, New York Times. Who else? Basically anything that's not named Fox News. he gives a hard time on. But another thing, if it was not a deal, next Friday the government will not be functioning again, at least partially. So hopefully there is a resolution permanently, at least until the next year. That way the government does not close down again, because 5 weeks is embarrassing enough. We don't need another period in which government can function the areas in which it needs to. And this is, again, like I said, this is a back and forth game between Donald Trump, the Republicans, and the Democrats, and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Basically cat and mouse. Who goes with who, all that. The typical politicians. They don't give a fuck about us or anything we give a fuck about. They will literally say whatever it takes to get elected, or Nancy Pelosi's case, or the Senator's case, or the House's case. We elected, and once they are there in Capitol Hill, they don't give a shit anymore. And that goes for Donald Trump in 45 too. It has been it's been a total clusterfuck ever since November 6th, when the Democrats gained control of the House again, and we have a divided government, which is never good for making progress. And you saw that in the State of the Union Tuesday. That's why I bring it up again for like the 4,928th time. I've said that. Apparently no one's listening, so maybe the 4,928th time works. If not, I'll do it a 4,929th time next Friday, maybe. Let's see if the government's open or not. I'm saying less than 10% chance the government's open by the time we speak next Friday. 10% chance, maybe less. Alright. Like I said, this is going to be a short podcast, so I apologize. There's just not a whole lot to talk about. And I'm not going to fail content. Like I said, I'm not going to fail content. This is legitimate conversation. So we got MLB. The next thing I wrote down to possibly talk about is some rule changes in the MLB. Now, the MLB has been a sport out for four main sports: the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB, who has basically stuck around to their old rules, so to speak. The three rule changes that have been suggested or proposed, even though I don't think any will pass this year, is the DH rule, the designated hitter rule. That could be implemented in the National League. It's been for a long time in the American League. The National League has a pitcher hit instead of a designated hitter. Designated hitter could be a pitcher, right? If you're an American League team, or if you're in an American League ballpark. Free battle minimum for pitchers. I think this is the most likely. I get it, but I don't like it when managers pull pitchers out after two battles or whatever. Let's say if a pitcher, if a starting pitcher gives up a hit in the seventh inning, and then the next pitcher, the reliever, whoever, allows two, maybe walks one, hits one, or whatever, and then just cut him and then start. No, I'm not a fan of that. I do like that rule. I don't think it'll be passed this year. It might be passed in a future off season, or when the CBA expires after 2021. It might be passed in. I would be a big fan of that. Baseball, the attention span at the most for sports fans now is 3 hours at most, and a lot of times it's shorter than that. Which, speaking of, I'll talk about the Alliance of American Football briefly tonight, as its opening night is later this evening. And then a 20-second pitching clock. I mean, it's just like I said. I don't think it'll be passed this year. I think it'll be passed in future off seasons. Most pitches are within 20 or 30 seconds anyway, so I don't think it'll be much of a difference. And then I gotta talk about this. I gotta talk about this shit. And this is nothing against people with disabilities. Let me start with that disclaimer. There's a fight back against political correctness that Donald Trump's a big advocate on, taking political correctness away. And here's another example. I don't know, the agency or group or whatever suggested to Major League Baseball that the disabled list be changed to the injury list. That way it doesn't sound offensive to those who are disabled. Are you fucking kidding me? The disabled list, just so y'all know, okay? Started in like the 50s, 1958, 1959. I think that's the first year and it was implemented. And so you're going to change that just because it might offend somebody who's disabled. Fuck off. Nobody uses the disabled list outside when a player gets hurt for 15, 30, or 60 days. Okay? And they don't say disabled list. They say the DL. Okay? My nose was on the DL for past week because you can still hear it. It's fucking awful. Okay? But enough of overdoing political correctness. Alright? Fucking bullshit. And I saw Bluebell, and I hope Bluebell sticks by their rules and doesn't change this. But they're talking about... Bluebell got a message about a mixed family, not like in the Great Divide name. And I'm a big fan of Bluebell ice cream. I just had cookies and cream earlier this morning. And, so there's a mixed family. Anyway, the Great Divide's chocolate and vanilla. So the mixed family wrote a letter to Bluebell and said, we don't like it. Can we say better together? No. They should say no. Okay? This has nothing to do with whether it's black or white. Chocolate and vanilla are basically the two most popular flavors by a country mile. It's a Great Divide. Fucking move on. And if you want to boycott us, so be it. Not gonna worry about $8, asshole. I mean, honestly, how did this country get so offended and so weak? And we wonder why our kids are so weak. Emotionally and mentally and physically. All the above. Spiritually. It's because of shit like this. They let shit like this get to them. Disabled list. The Great Divide. Change it to better together. Shut the fuck up. If they change it to better together, I may not buy Bluebell ever again. Fucking weak, man. Fucking weak as fuck this generation is. Embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Participation trophy. Fuck, holy shit. What is going on out here? And the only reason why I was pissed was because I saw And I have DirecTV, so I have the MLB channel and the National Hockey League network. I was watching MLB network, and for 5 straight days they were talking about this. I'm like, God damn. That's the only reason why I'm so angry over the disabled list to the injury list. I'm a still called for DL or disabled list, and you have a problem, don't watch this channel. Simple as that. Anyway, I had a question on Twitter here about possible cities for baseball relocation and or expansion. As you know, there are 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Only two teams seem to be in danger. Really, one team. But I'm going to list the second team just in case. Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay, the Hillsborough County backed out of a deal like last month about a new stadium. And I've been in Tropicana Field. It's ugly. Nobody wants to play in now. Okay? It's worse than Montreal Stadium. I mean, nobody wants to play in now. It's large, mysterious, and usually quite empty. Okay? In Oakland. Now, there's a pretty decent chance that Oakland will get a baseball stadium somewhere, whether it be San Jose, Santa Clara, that is uniquely for baseball. That is designed exclusively for baseball, all baseball, and nothing but baseball. So, I'd say Oakland's safe for now. Tampa Bay is on the edge. Because Florida has 2 teams. Both are not that good. Tampa Bay had a good year last year. Still wasn't enough to get playoffs. Miami's just been terrible, except for those 2 years, 97 and 2003, in which they won the World Series. Back at the time, they were the Florida Marlins. But there's been 6 cities that I've always heard about. Okay, if Tampa Bay were to relocate, a city can get this, or if the MLB decided to expand by 2 teams. Montreal, which were the Expos before they went to Washington, D.C. and became the Nationals. Mexico City. There has been some increased interest in baseball in Mexico. Nashville, between Cincinnati and Atlanta. In Washington, there was not a team. In the Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Carolina region. Oklahoma City. Oklahomans love their baseball. They have a AAA team for the Dodgers. Attendance is good. I've been to that ballpark. It's been great. It's great. It's a great city. Charlotte, like I said, no team in the Carolinas, old Tennessee, old Kentucky. Old Las Vegas. Since the NHL had a team in Las Vegas, and now the NFL is going to have a team in Las Vegas with Raiders relocating. Okay, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, has said Montreal would be an excellent candidate. Now, I gotta be honest. I don't think Montreal would have a chance at a team. I don't think a team would work. Maybe a couple of season games. Like if MLB wanted to do what they did to Montreal back in 2003, some of y'all may remember this, that some of Montreal's home games were transferred to San Juan just to get more money. That's the reason the MLB gave at the time. If they really wanted to, Tampa Bay could split their games between Tropicana Field and a Montreal field or something. Oh, Toronto could give up a couple of Vail games and play in Montreal. I just don't think Montreal can support a 6-month baseball team, especially when they're not good. And all games have to be in English. They cannot be exclusively in French like they were in the late 90s and early 2000s. Just can't. Even though Quebec strongly emphasizes that their citizens do learn French, I just don't think that could be... I just don't see it. I would love to see it being French-Canadian. I just don't see it in the future. I just don't. I don't think the MLB immediately wants to relocate Tampa Bay. Nor do they want to expand. I think 30's been a good number for the last 20 years. Plus, they might split division rivals. I just don't see it. I just don't. In the NHL, so there's 32 teams. There's 4 teams, really 2, but I'm a list 2 more that could be on the move. Arizona is obviously one. It's been pretty much since they relocated to Winnipeg, from Winnipeg in 1996, that Arizona's been struggling. Dallas, Florida, I mean, if you look at a Panthers game, is empty seat after empty seat after empty fucking seat. And Colorado, which has lost money since the NHL lockout of 2004. One of only 4 teams: Arizona, Dallas, Colorado, and the Islanders. Some possible cities for relocation: Quebec City, Halifax, Houston, which is the biggest market without a hockey team, old Kansas City. Like I said, I don't think anything's going to be imminent. If there was a relocation, I'd say Arizona's the most likely team to go, and Quebec City's the most likely city to get one. I would like the fact that if it were to happen, Arizona, there would be 24 U.S. teams, 8 Canadian teams, 3-to-1 ratio. I just don't see it happening. Never say never. And I don't think Toronto, Montreal, or Ottawa would like to give up their part of their money, part of their revenue for a new Quebec City team. I just don't. And plus, you have Montreal and Quebec already. So any team that would go to Quebec City would be number 2, and number 2 by a country mile in French-speaking Canada. So that was to answer your question, whoever sent that on Twitter. I want to talk about the NBA trade deadline and the new football league, and then I'm pretty much out of here. The NBA trade deadline, obviously Anthony Davis remains in New Orleans. If he wasn't going to Los Angeles, which didn't happen, he wasn't going to be traded. He'll play the rest of the year in New Orleans. I don't think he'll get a playoff spot. I just think it's a lost season for New Orleans, and it's not going to be good. I think they might get to 35 wins max. Okay, Marc Gasol went from Memphis to Toronto. This would increase the Raptors' portfolio. Obviously, the Eastern Conference is getting very competitive with Milwaukee, Toronto, Philly, Boston. It was another team. Indiana, even Brooklyn, even Miami, Charlotte. It's getting very competitive. So that's just another piece of the puzzle. And Markelle Fultz got traded from Philly to Orlando, the number 1 overall pick in 2017, has had injury plague after injury plagued. And he was a part of their long-term future. So he got dealt to Orlando. And which Orlando, I was talking to this with a government teacher yesterday. Orlando still has a chance to make the playoffs. They're only like 3 games out of 8th place right now, and Miami and Charlotte have not been playing that hot lately. So there is a chance that Orlando could squeak in, get the 8th seed, and get swept by Milwaukee or something. I mean, let's be honest. But still, there's a chance. There is a new football league, that will be debuting tonight, the Alliance of American Football. They have 2 games. It is a split telecast at 8 p.m. on CBS. Atlanta and Orlando, San Antonio and San Diego, they play tonight. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I don't see the AAF surviving more than 2 years. I really do not. I don't think the demand of football in the spring is there. It's gotta gain control or traction in year 1. It will not in year 2 with the XFL coming out. So if the AAF will survive past year 1, it's gotta be innovative. It can't be the copycat of the NFL, and it's not gonna be, I don't think. There's no TV timeouts. It's very fan friendly, which you have to be if you're a spring football league. There's betting. There's basically props. It's in a lot of ways an experiment, and I'm going to watch this game tonight just to see. It kicks off at about 1 hour from now, so we shall see if it's any good or not. And the Alliance of American Football Championship will be April 27th on CBS, if it were to survive all the way through year 1. And that's a big if, because there's been a lot of spring football leagues. The USFL, the original XFL, the UFL, nothing has stuck. The only other league that's been around for a minute is the Arena Football League, and that's been on the brink of death for the last decade, ever since the recession of 2008. So we shall see. I think that's it. Thank you guys for listening to the Hagen Nation show. More than likely, I will do 2 podcasts next week. And also, I've gotten a couple questions asking, hey, when are you going to do it with your friend? We've been talking about it. We just have busy schedules, so whenever we get a chance, that's when we'll do it. And I'll let you guys know. But thank you guys for listening. Till we meet again. Peace. I said peace.